Daytona Bike Week. A whole week dedicated to motorcycles in Florida. Top 5 things to do at Daytona Bike Week and why someone should visit. Why I should visit next year.
Why you should do it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. First one, I would say, just in general, probably the atmosphere. I mean, it's like it's one of the biggest bike rallies, right? So you're getting every year 500,000, so 500,000 people descend onto downtown Daytona and the surrounding areas to ride bikes and do bike stuff.
And all those 500,000 people love motorcycles.
They do.
That's the only reason they're there, right?
I mean, it's the whole point, right? And the whole town gets done up. I mean, the streets are closed just for bikes. All of the bars cater specifically. There's bars that are, you know, no bigger than this room during, you know, every other week of the year. And then in Daytona, they have, you know, a full 2-3 acres of stuff behind them, packed full of bikes, live music, outdoor stages, stunt shows. I mean, you name it. I mean, all day, every day, there's something to do. Just with other people that enjoy motorcycling and enjoy motorcycles. And there's no shortage of bikes, let me tell you.
Was there any social anxiety being in crowds after the last couple of years?
None.
No?
It was rad.
It was nice.
I mean, it is Florida.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
So it was a...
And what do we mean?
It was a time.
It is Florida.
It is definitely Florida. So there's, you know, it's very loose. very loose time.
Loose Florida.
It was. I mean, there was tons of people. All the bars super packed. I mean, you know, just see bands and people and just having a good time. Everyone out. And it was, you know, freedom. You know, motorcycles, Florida,
America.
Awesome.
Number one reason to visit Daytona Bike Week. Big crowds, lots of people, amazing atmosphere.
Yeah, just the spectacle of it all, really.
The spectacle. It's like Disney World for adults.
On bikes.
On bikes. In the same state.
Absolutely.
It's good.
What's second?
Yeah. What's the second reason I need to go to Daytona?
Well, if you enjoy motorcycles and you enjoy motorcycle racing, there is no shortage of that. The whole, I mean, I'd say call it Bike Week, but it's realistically kind of 2 weekends and the week in between. I mean, one of the more famous motorcycle races, the Daytona 200.
Yeah.
So that takes place during Bike Week every year.
Didn't Supercross kick off at Daytona as well?
Supercross also, obviously. AMA Flat Track. The Mission King of the Baggers. I mean, it's racing like all the time. They do beach racing. There's everything, right? I mean,
like, is it like vintage beach racing?
They do, yeah. There's,
or there's just classes, I guess.
I mean, like everything else, there's different classes, stuff like that. But I mean, there is the Super Twin Cup. It's just constant, right? I mean, it's the Daytona Speedway is, you know, one of the most famous racetracks in the States for sure, and you know, they do the 30-degree banked wall just like the NASCAR guys do, and then there's some infield stuff. It's pretty crazy to watch. And I mean, heck, the Triumph Daytona motorcycle is named Daytona for a reason, right? So it's
for Daytona the place.
For Daytona the place and the track. So there's no shortage of watching racing.
And which race did you check out when you were there?
Well, yeah, I checked out the Daytona 200. I was supposed to check out the King of the Baggers. But because of the rain, the rain delay, it kind of screwed up. I wasn't the only one. A lot of people missed it. It was supposed to be at 4 p.m. And then at the last minute, they switched it to 2:30 p.m., which was when pretty well everyone was showing up for the race. So everyone kind of missed it. But I did hear them, and it sounded rad. So
go to Daytona so you can hear the King of the Bagger race.
Yes.
So it was like a radio version.
Yeah, it sounded gnarly. I mean, those big bikes like ripping around that track. It was definitely something to hear. But by the time we got into the infield and everything like that, we missed it. But I got to check the Daytona 200, which was the super sport class, so not super bikes, so the mid-range 600, 765 Daytona, stuff like that. And hearing those things rip around that track and catching that was phenomenal too. So.
Just any bike flat out is amazing. Doesn't matter which bike.
And that's the coolest thing about that track is the whole bank. I mean, you're seeing these bikes at absolute full tilt for what's the track, 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gnarly, and they're going full tilt at 30 degrees, completely sideways. It is a spectacle for sure. I mean, yeah, and if you've never even been to the International Speedway down there, I mean, that's where the NASCAR is. I mean, it's it's massive, it's cool. If you've never been, 100% go, even just to check that out. It's well worth it.
So number 2 reason to go to Daytona Bike Week, check out all the racing. Everything's going on there. Every kind of racing on 2 wheels is happening all over the place. What's the 3rd reason I need to go to Daytona, Mr. Terry?
Well, if you go and you bring your motorcycle, which is kind of the point, you can get anything you imagine installed on your bike or bought for you on your bike or bought for decoration on your bike. I mean, the parts and accessories, the vendors, I mean, everywhere you go, it's vendor city. It's like a flea market for bike stuff. There's Bruce Rossmeyer's HD down there, which is like basically the headquarters. I mean, the whole place, massive, and there's every brand you can think of to put, and they'll do, it's like a flea market setup, and they'll put it on your bike while you wait. You got Memphis Shades, you name it, Vance and Hines,
like literally
sport bike stuff. Everything you can possibly imagine, they'll literally, hey, I want this on my bike, direct from the manufacturer. They'll do it right there. They'll install it for you. If you want this leather jacket, parts, accessories, toys, everywhere. I mean, they sell more bikes at Bruce Rossmeyer's. I mean, that week alone, I mean, that's kind of the whole reason. Like, I mean, people are there to buy bikes and buy stuff. There's a lot of money going on. It's rad.
So if I'm cruising down Daytona on my Harley, and I'm like, this thing is too quiet, I want to scream, Vance and Hines will throw pipes on it right away.
100%.
While I'm there.
Yep.
So that's wicked cool. That is not a good place to leave adults with credit cards.
No, it's, yeah, the amount of money that flows into there, I mean, yeah, I mean, I tried to look up the amount of money that flows into it, and it's in the billions of dollars.
This is supposed to be a reason for me to go.
But it's fun. I mean,
but I don't have the maturity for that.
There's deals to be had. That's a good thing. There's a lot of deals down there.
Leave the credit cards at home. Bring the cash you want to spend.
Yeah, just just like anything else.
Be responsible.
That's right. Just like the peelers, right?
Yes. What? Yes.
Yeah.
Be responsible at the peelers as well. That is another word for strippers. Parts and accessory galore. They're everywhere. And like, are brands like launching stuff there? Or is there like anything that's being unveiled, or like a show atmosphere, or is it more just the sheer volume of stuff?
I mean, the sheer volume of stuff. I mean, literally anything you can imagine. Nothing's on back order because it's right there, right? You know what I mean? It's like you're getting the people that have designed and manufactured the product. You have questions, you have anything. Like, oh, I've been thinking about checking this out, and the local dealer doesn't have it, and you're looking at it online. They're there, and they will talk to you about it, and they will explain everything, and you can see every, oh, I'm thinking about these 4 different exhausts or 5 different windscreens. Doesn't matter what it is. They're right there, and you can check them out, and they'll install them. And seats, you can take demo seats, demo rides. You want to try this bike, that bike, the other bike. They're all there. They're all set up, doing full demos on everything you can imagine. I mean, all the manufacturers come out in full swing with everything you can possibly get on your bike, for your bike, a new bike. It's all there, and you can check it all out in pretty much one spot. You know what I mean? So
that is pretty wicked. Yeah, that's definitely, because there's no bike class person, anything that leaves the bike alone. There's always stuff you should be putting on your bike, whether it's for comfort or for performance or anything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So 3rd biggest reason for us to visit Daytona Bike Week, the vendors, the parts, everything is there. So anything we need to know about upgrading our bikes or changing them, the people are there to let us know what to do. So what's the 4th reason that I need to visit Daytona in 2023?
Well, I know you take pride in your motorcycle.
In my many motorcycles.
Many motorcycles. And especially with all the parts and accessories we just talked about, bike shows. And that's, not from the manufacturers, it's for people. So the show and shine. The amount of bikes, not even just shows, just kind of whether they're, organized show and shines for choppers, for sport bikes, for brat bikes, you name it, drag bikes, crazy build.
Well,
like a scrambler, like a Triumph or something.
Oh, okay.
Like build like a Brat, whatever it is.
Yeah, cool.
There's for everything. So if you've built your bike and you want to show it off, that is the no question. I mean, they're all over the place. There are organized ones. Downtown, I mean, right on Main Street, there's a gas station, and you walk past, and there's like 60 crazy built baggers. They're just like took over the gas station. Everywhere you go, there's just like these bike meets. So the social kind of atmosphere, kind of more geared towards what you've built for your bike. You know, how you want to show it off. You can win prizes. Tons of people are winning lots of stuff, money, trophies. You know, you can enter it, bring your bike, enter it. It's rad. I mean, one of my buddies down there, he brought one of his choppers, entered into a show, didn't win, but it was a cool, you know, suicide shift chopper. He's got, you know, his clutch, and then he's got to have, you know, the hand on the tank, and he built it himself, and he entered it. It was something cool, right? There's a reason for him to do it and to bring it down there and to show it off. And so if you've got a built bike and, you know, and a chance to win prizes and stuff like that, I mean, hey, man, you know.
So just to check out, I think I'd be more of a spectator on that one, but that's kind of nice to,
well, even still,
it's kind of nice to just walk around and see different stuff people are doing.
Yeah, I mean, literally just walk around and just scoping the bike, like, whoa, look at, like, I mean, stuff you've never seen or only seen on Instagram, you know what I mean? Pictures of, wow, that's cool. Everything's there. Everyone's like, you know, they're bringing their A game to the bikes and to show them off. I mean, everything's polished, everything's ready to rock. So it's pretty cool to see all the crazy builds people come up with.
So fourth reason for us to visit Daytona Bike Week, the show and shine, the cool shit going on everywhere, all kinds of different classes of bikes, just the coolest ones of them on display with guys that just want to talk about it. What's the number 5 reason that I am now going to Daytona in 2023?
Well, it's March.
March.
And there's a lot of people that live, you know, north of the
What's
Carolinas.
going on in March where we live, Terry?
It's snow.
Oh shit! Oh shit, Ray!
Snow.
It's terrible.
What does snow mean, Terry?
It means you can't ride your motorcycle.
Because it's?
Too cold. And it's slippery and you might crash.
Yeah.
But it's not a good vibe. But down, I mean, Florida.
What's in Florida in March?
Sun, weather, 23 degrees Celsius, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect bike riding weather in March. That's why so many people go there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think everything, you know, the other big rallies, Laconia, Sturgis, these are all in the northern states. You can't ride in March. You can't ride in Canada in March. There's a lot of people in North America and obviously, you know, everywhere from Europe, everything else that don't get to ride in March. Well, you definitely can in Florida, and that's kind of the point. It becomes a trip. Kind of season kickoff for a lot of people. Go down there in March, you know, shake the rust off, get your bike out and running and show it off and do some actual riding in nice weather. And then, you know, most people do trailer, especially if you're from Canada, or even, you know, New York or any northern state.
I got 2-wheel drive on my Ural.
Oh, you'll be good. You'll be loud.
I can book it down there.
Take it the whole way.
Yeah.
And I bet you there's I guarantee you there's a Ural show that you can enter it in. Like, for sure.
I don't know if I want to be part of that crowd.
But yeah, I mean, just the fact that in March there's not a lot of riding going on for most of the people in North America, and you know you get to go down, kick off the season. It's kind of the unofficial season kickoff, and realistically for like a lot of stuff going on for the racing seasons. It's all kind of this time of year. Everything kind of starts right now, and so just to be a part of it and really get the vibe after a few months of not riding for most people, it's definitely that's why you want to go.
I'm assuming you rode when you were there?
Of course, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely rode my bike.
I'm jealous now.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It kind of gets you get your iron supplement. You know what I mean? In March, and then you're ready to rock by the time you get back. Can't wait to the weather to switch here and be out riding next week after. Man, it's go time. So I think that's probably the fifth reason why you'd want to go for most people is because it's just gorgeous. It's Florida in March, and that's stuff that we don't get up here. So
that one stands on its own. You can go there just for that, just to ride,
just the weather and riding your bike.
So
you get to ride it.
So that's the top 5 reasons everyone needs to visit Daytona if you give a shit about motorcycles, because you get to ride them, you get to watch people race them, you get to watch people do crazy crap to them, you get to add crazy crap to your bike, and then you get to go back home where it's cold and wait for a couple more weeks.
You get to do bike stuff with your buds. I mean, that's the best.
Bikes with buds.
Bikes with buds.
then that's not a reefer thing.
I mean,
we don't condone smoking and driving your bike.
Definitely not in Florida.
Ride your bike, then smoke.